What's going on, guys? 8BitGlitch79 here, and we've made it to the 10th day of the 12 nostalgic days of Christmas. I can't believe we only got 2 more episodes out of this series, and then that's it. It's been a long trip, but I've been enjoying it, and I hope you have as well. So with that, I'd like to throw it out to our last giveaway of the series. This is another one that I'm throwing in the item and throwing in some of the leftover Video Games Monthly swag with it. But here we have a Mega Man doll action figure. It makes noise, it does all the sounds from the game and everything. So if you want to enter to win this Mega Man action figure doll, whatever you want to call it, just down in the comments below, simple, just put down your favorite Mega Man game. If you've never played a Mega Man game, just mention that you haven't played a Mega Man game down below, and that'll be enough to enter in, making this one real simple and real easy. Okay, so now with that out of the way, I want to throw it over to our first guest of this episode, and that is Generational Gamer. Now, he does a lot of cool videos showing different ways that you can connect your systems to modern TVs and get a high definition from them. So I find that information pretty cool because I like dabbling into that era of trying to upscale old retro consoles and things like that. So if you want, check out Generational Gamer. I did a interview video on his channel a few months back talking about a video I did about my father. So that was fun, and you can definitely check that one out. That was a good time. So what do you have for us today?
And welcome to J Prime's Merry Days of Christmas. Now, on my channel, I've talked about my love for the NES many times. Now, it has a bit of a sad beginning because I got it a month after my grandfather passed, when I was inconsolable, and ultimately my parents got it for me even though they thought it was too expensive at the time. And as far as the Christmas part goes, we celebrate Christmas now because my wife is Catholic and my kids are being raised Catholic, but I am Jewish. And I can honestly tell you, I never once thought at my bar mitzvah that one day I would be sitting at my kids' first reconciliation. But moving right along, I want to present these 2 games. Now, why these 2? Now, Zelda 2 is always looked at as a bit of the oddball of the series. Then again, so is this one. Doki Doki Panic in Japan until they slapped Mario characters on it, and it became Super Mario Bros. 2. Zelda 2 being the only side-scrolling adventure game in the series before they reverted back to isometric view that we all currently still love. But what's significant about these 2 cartridges? Well, back in 1988 when these 2 came out, well, they were rather hard to find. We didn't have the internet, we didn't have Now in Stock, we didn't have Zoolert, we didn't have Discord servers that automatically populate and tell you when things are in stock that you can just buy them. No, my mother, who was a stay-at-home mom at the time, would call around looking for these games. Now, let me just preface this. I did not grow up rich, by any stretch of the imagination. My dad worked 2 jobs. And I have Mario Bros. 3 to talk about on that one because he actually surprised me with that game after working his 2nd job. My mom would call around looking for these games. She'd be on hold. We'd have to go look because we didn't have the internet. I got these 2 games for that Hanukkah. And these are my childhood games. They're still in excellent condition. The manual's a little... nothing's ripped, but there are some ruffled pages. But again, 1988, give me a break here. But yes, these 2 games do hold some very fond memories for me. This is what my late grandmother gave me that year. This is what my parents gave me that year. And my grandmother, we had moved into her house after my grandfather's death. That was his dying wish, and we were all close anyway, so we did. And my grandmother got to see me playing firsthand. I don't know if she cared, but she got to see me playing. My parents got to see me playing. But yeah, that year was a nightmare for me, and it was nice. These 2 games, I was able to talk about them in the new school because I had to move, and it was just a memorable experience. And these two games definitely still hold up today. I play this one on a regular basis, not the cartridge anymore, because there's better ways to play it, especially when you're leveling up. But I like the game. I've beaten it multiple times. This one's great. I've beaten this multiple times. Again, better ways to play it. Even on the Switch, you can just play it on that. Both of them, actually. But all in all, fond memories, great family memories, and all in all, a good time. So to all those, Merry Christmas.
All right, thanks for sharing. The Link 2 game, yeah, that was very unpopular at the time, I remember. I had friends who played it, but I didn't know anybody who actually really liked it. But there are people out there that do. I'm one of them. I didn't really catch onto it. I really loved the first one. I didn't like the second one. It's kind of like that with your other pick, this Super Mario Bros. 2. I liked playing it, Super Mario Bros. 2, but this didn't really grab me like the first one, and then like the third one did. I think the change up in the styles in the two kind of threw me for a loop, and it kind of didn't set right with me. I mean, I appreciate them a little bit more now as an adult, but as a kid, I did not enjoy those that much. But thank you for sharing. There are a lot of people who do love those titles, though. All right, with that, I want to throw it over to our second guest. He goes by AlphaNerd. He's all the way up there in Great Canada. Canada, our home and native land. Yeah, Great Canada with Terrence and Phillip. Now, if you follow AlphaNerd, you know that he does a great Terrence and Phillip impression, and he has no problem poking fun at his own self, and he does some other great impressions of other characters as well that I just love. He does some great reviews on some old movies from the 80s and 90s and stuff that I found very informative and very interesting. He streams a lot, especially a lot of Genesis lately, which has been great. He does game reviews, and he did this series for a while. I don't know if he's bringing it back, where he did gaming news, where he would actually give update, like a news, fun news style update on actually us in the community. If we did a no death run, or we just did a great stream, or we just whatever was going on in our videos and our channels, he would do a kind of a weekly recap of any of the big highlights, which I thought was very cool, and I hope he brings that back. But enough of me talking. Let's throw it over to AlphaNerd and hear his nostalgic memories.
Come on. Oh, hey. How's it going, guys? Steve here from AlphaNerd Entertainment, and I just want to take this time to thank 8-Bit Glitch for having me on his channel to share one of my Christmas memories. As you can see there, I was playing my Game Gear. Now, back in 1992, over the Christmas holiday season, I do have one specific Christmas memory. Me and my family were out Christmas shopping for several hours. I was only 10 years old, and I recently just got the Game Gear. I only had Sonic 2 and Columns, and I was exhausted from Christmas shopping. My feet were tired, my legs were tired, and I did not want to go in any more stores. My family had us going from department store to department store, from mini mall to major mall, and I just had it. It was getting nighttime already, and we pulled up to this other mall, the biggest one of all in the city too. And I just wasn't having it. I was 10, I was in a bad mood. I kept losing at the first boss in Sonic 2, and I just was not a happy camper. My parents could see that I was annoyed and frustrated, so my dad just said, hey, why don't we just leave him in the car? I'll leave the stereo on, leave the heat running. We'll probably be an hour and a half. He can play his Game Gear. He's tired, forget it. I was like, yes! Let's do that! Do that, please! I don't want to shop anymore. So they went in and shopped. Unfortunately, I was being kind of bratty and rude and grumpy. I was tired and irritated by my game. But as I sat there for about an hour and a half, in the Ford Aerostar, playing my Sonic 2 and Columns, I'd play for like 10 minutes, get frustrated, get game over, and I just wasn't happy. I finally beat the first boss of the first level, and then I got to the second level, and to my surprise, I found this really annoying level where you have to fly this hang glider, and I just couldn't figure it out. Over the course of that hour and a half of being frustrated, sitting in the car by myself, playing my Game Gear, I eventually beat both those parts. Looking outside, it started snowing, seeing all the families coming from their cars and doing all their shopping. By the time my family got back to the car, they were all in a great mood because, well, I wasn't dragging them down anymore. And I was in a great mood too because I finally beat both those parts in this game. It's just one of those weird memories that when I think back, it was just a special moment being 10 years old, sitting in the car by myself, not caring at all, being completely content and happy, looking outside at the snow and playing my Game Gear. Now, I later found out that I did my parents a favor. By me staying in the car, it made it easy for them to Christmas shop and get things for me. They didn't have to get my sister to kind of take me around and distract me so they could do their shopping. And even though it's like really maybe not the coolest Christmas story, it does have some video game tie-ins. It does always make me think back to that one Christmas in 1992, just over the holiday season. I just remember just listening to the Christmas music in the car, and just that kind of moment alone by myself with my Game Gear over the Christmas season is forever cemented in my mind from 1992 and being 10 years old. And I just want to again thank 8-Bit Glitch for having me on his channel. It was great to be here. I think it's a fantastic idea. And I look forward to hearing about other people's Christmas stories or gaming Christmas related stories. So with that being said, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's to all you guys, from my family to yours, and AlphaNerd Entertainment. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to get back to my Sonic 2 on the Sega Game Gear.
Thanks a lot, AlphaNerd, for sharing that. That's an awesome story. The way you tell stories, I just love, because you kind of paint a picture. It's like the way you were describing that, it was like I could see exactly what you were saying, and I could see a little AlphaNerd sitting in the car playing his Game Gear with the snow falling and stuff. I mean, you have a way with words, man. It's just great. I love your stuff. So happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to Generational Gamer. Again, all these guests I have, their channels are down in the description. Please check them out and give them a sub and tell them 8-Bit Glitch sent you. All right, guys? Thanks. So with that, guys, I guess I need to talk about my nostalgic memories. In case something in the video just didn't give it away, I'm going to be talking today about G.I. Joe.
Yo, Joe! We'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe against Cobra and Destro, fighting to save the day. He never gives up. He's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
He never gives up. He'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe.
Now, a few episodes back, I talked about He-Man, if you recall. And again, this is another show. I didn't have cable growing up at home, so the only time I got to see this was over a friend's house in other towns and stuff, like my aunt's neighbors or at my aunt's house or anything. So that's the only time I ever got to see the show. So I didn't see a lot of it. What I did see a lot was the movie, which I don't have a copy of, and I need to get one because I rented that a lot. But so I didn't have a lot of experience with the show until much older. But I did have a lot of experience with the toys, just like with He-Man. I spent more time playing with the toys and collecting the toys than I did the actual show. So I just, as I mentioned the He-Man, I recently found a lot of my toys from my childhood in my parents' house in their attic. And I'm still missing a lot that I know I had, or I have no idea what happened to it, like my Castle Grayskull and things like that. And I had the slime pit for He-Man. But I have a few of my G.I. Joes in the vehicles. Now they're all missing pieces on the vehicles, or they're missing, or some of the figures have actually, the rubber bands have broken, so they need to be fixed. But I did dig out my favorite character of all, and he's actually not broken, which is awesome, and that is Snake Eyes. Now he had many different variations, as we all know. Different series were released over time, so you would have different outfits or different things. So this is the one I had growing up. As you can see, I'm wearing a Snake Eyes shirt. But yeah, so Snake Eyes was my favorite character, and that wasn't even because of the show. It was just the look of him as the toy and everything. You know, back in the 80s and early 90s, it was all about ninjas, man. Everything was ninja. The American Ninja movie series, just martial arts in general in movies. it was just a big time for ninjas. So I think that's why I gravitated towards Snake Eyes a lot, and a lot of the other ninja characters from the G.I. Joe, like Storm Shadow and Jinx and stuff. So anyways, yeah, so that's my memories of G.I. Joe. I remember going camping, and every time I would go camping with my parents, or just we'd go to the beach, go to the picnicking or whatever, the campgrounds and stuff, I would always bring my Matchbox cars and a handful of G.I. Joes and vehicles, and I would play, you know, in the woods with them, around the picnic table, with the rocks and the grass and the leaves and everything, and just make all these great stories up with them. And especially camping with a friend or something, we'd always have these epic G.I. Joe battles. I remember even using like my Castle Grayskull as a fortress for my G.I. Joes and stuff. So there was a lot of mixing of like He-Man and G.I. Joes together. So those are just some great memories. When I found this box of these toys, it just brought this flood of nostalgia and memories of being a kid and growing up, and that imagination I had with these toys. And I think, like I mentioned in another episode, not having cable and not having a VCR until when I was a lot older, maybe when I was like around 9-10 years old, I think allowed me to have such a bigger imagination, because I had to rely a lot on my toys and my own mind to create stories and stuff. And I think that's kind of what helped me with music. And I know I used to write a lot, and teachers used to think I was going to be this big writer when I grew up, because I always loved writing stories and making my own books in school and stuff. So, of course, I'm just some slub here on YouTube. Didn't become an author or anything, but I think that's why I like doing these YouTube videos. They may not be Oscar-winning performances or grandiose like videos or anything like that, or you know, editing feats or anything, but it just allows me to get out some kind of creativity, because that's something I've always had kind of in my blood. It was imagination. So enough of me talking about that. I'd like to thank you all for watching this episode. We've only got 2 episodes left of this 12 Nostalgic Days of Christmas. So be sure to hit that subscribe, hit that bell, hit that like, share this video around. Let's get the memories flowing. And I thank you for watching. So until the next 2 episodes, guys, stay big, glitch 79, glitching out.